Welcome to FailCraft, the podcast where we dive into the messy, real side of success and explore how setbacks become the stepping stones to growth and clarity. Today's guest has an incredible story that I think will resonate with so many people. Aparajita Sudarshan built a successful career in learning and development, working across 6 countries and training over 15,000 students. But when she moved to the UK, that success didn't follow. She woke up to rejection emails. Sometimes she tried everything: paid CV writers, keyword tools, ChatGPT, and nothing worked. She was qualified but invincible. From that rock bottom, she realized the system was broken, so she stopped applying and started building. Today, she is the founder of Cvolve Pro, an AI tool born from her own frustrations, which helped her go from 100 plus rejections to 100 plus interview invitations. So, Aparajita, thank you for showing up on the podcast today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm so grateful.
All right, so let's get things started. You described it so clearly: a successful 18-year career, and you moved to the UK, and then getting, you know, rejection emails before breakfast. So, how can you take us back to that specific moment? So, what did that feeling of invisibility and crushing rejection really feel like?
I think that was required because I always felt that job is something I will always get. Whenever I wanted to work, I've got a job, I've got an opportunity. So that pride, that overconfidence was there, which got crushed when I came to the UK. I came to UK, I thought that like I got offers in Qatar, Bahrain, India, Malaysia, UAE, Dubai. I was working in a government organization in Dubai. It'll be the same story, no different. UK is a different market. I won't say it is difficult. It is a different market. The dynamics are different, survival of the fittest. And I had no connections here. Actually, connections also don't work. It is actually survival of the fittest.
Mm,
Applied for so many jobs, and sometimes I would apply for jobs and in 15 minutes I'll get rejection email. I'll get up with unfortunately email. I'll sleep with unfortunately email. And that affected my self confidence. Then I thought that maybe I'm not from this region. I should try taking help from CV writers because they have experience.
mm,
And I paid a fortune because I was not earning. So for me to pay that amount was big. And the CV writer wrote my CV. And I would suggest this to everyone that please do not waste your money on CV writers. I'm not pinpointing on one particular CV writer. I am saying that you do not wear the same set of clothes for party, for wedding, for office, to go off to sleep, or if you want to go to the market. The same way for every job description, the CV must change and resonate the job description. When the CV writers create a CV and they ask you a fortune, that is a static CV. You cannot be using it for every job description. Then that didn't work fine. Then I tried ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, only to understand that it is a very time consuming process because you have to give prompts after prompts after prompts to get the right result.
yeah.
And then there's a lot of other work also. You have to format, etc. Then they used tools like JobScan, Resume.io, Resi, very good tools. But then they only gave me the ATS words and the issues in my CV aligned to the current JD. Like aligned to the current JD, what all things were missing in my CV. There was a lot of work which had to be fixed manually. By then, I had got a job in learning and development. And I thought that, look, I cannot give people a job, but I can always create a tool which can create cover letters and resumes aligned, perfectly aligned to the job description and in minutes, and you don't have to fix it. And we do not leave your hand once you get the interview calls. We also prepare people for interviews, technical interviews. We do not dump people with common mock interview questions. Aligned to the GD, sorry, aligned to the JD,
All
we
right.
uh, we prepare you aligned to the key responsibilities, essential and desirable criterias. I'll repeat this: aligned to the JD, aligned to the key responsibilities and desirable and essential criterias. We prepare our people in STAR format interview. STAR stands for situation, task, action, results. And the name of my tool is Cvolve Pro. It has come from the word CV plus evolve,
Hmm.
Cvolve Pro. And you can always visit .cvolve pro c www.cvolvepro.com. And this is the first tool internationally worldwide which creates CV and cover letter and prepares you for interview in four languages, which is Spanish, which is the most widely spoken language, followed by French, German, and English. While people can focus on developing skill, you have to develop skill whichever age group you are in. Leave the creation of CV and cover letters and preparing for interviews on Cvolve Pro. Choose your battle, use your time in preparing or upgrading your skill.
Hmm. All right. That was a really, really inspiring story there. So you mentioned that you paid a professional CV writer, and yet it still did not work. So what did that specific failure teach you about the disconnect between expert advice and the actual reality of the hiring system?
Look, there's something called ATS,
Yeah.
application tracking system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the CV writer creates a CV, he's creating a generic CV. But your CV should resonate the job description and must have those ATS words or skills or key responsibilities or essential criteria which is in the job description. Sometimes you feel that, oh my God, this job is perfectly cut out for me. I have done everything. But because you have not updated the CV, because you have not upgraded the CV, you don't even get an interview call. Because the times are changing. Gone are the days when we would use the 5, 10-year-old CV. Every CV must change as per the job description and must have those elements which are mentioned in the job description. I hope
Yeah.
I make sense and you are understanding.
Yeah, sure. Right. So, what was a specific, you know, rock bottom moment? So, was it a certain day, a specific rejection that made you say, I am done applying, I am actually building it?
Rock bottom moment was uh, seeing continuous rejection from a person who had such a flourishing career from 55 degrees to 5 degrees. I came from UAE to UK. I had to do all the household chores. There's no help. Not even getting one interview call. Everything reject, reject, reject. So the confidence went for a toss. But also that time I told myself that look, Cvolve Pro can be an assistant, but it is your hard work. At least 1 hour you must give to apply because it is the law of large numbers. The more companies you apply for, the more is the chance of you getting an interview call and thereby selected. So there cannot be a rock bottom moment if you really, really want a job.
Hmm.
Persistency is the key.
All right. So, Aparajita, you started building Cvolve Pro, as a candidate and not as an HR expert. So, how did that candidate's quote unquote rock bottom perspective change how you built the tool? And what did you do differently than all the tools that failed you?
Yeah, as you rightly said, I am not an HR person. I am not an IT person. I'm into learning and development. I had decided, I had made up my mind that the day I get a job, I will learn the technology. I will catch hold of people who understand the technology and they exactly know what exactly I want, and I'll build a tool. Sometimes you're not able to build the tool because you yourself is not clear. Most of the tools which says that they can create resumes aligned to the job description are blatantly lying, because I have paid for those tools and I realize that the result is very, very templated. They have a template, and for every job description, the CV is the same. So I wanted something else. I wanted for every job description, skills should change, personal summary should change, roles and responsibilities must align with the job description. And I also wanted that it should be a quicker process. People should develop their skills and not focus on this like the whole day you are applying for jobs, because it's a very draining process. So, how to save people's time and motivate them to develop a skill, because that will also help them to get a job. And the third thing is that I don't want the CV and the cover letter to be a dump yard of ATS words. That is, everywhere I'm just putting the ATS words randomly without uh, without knowing the significance. My tool doesn't just tell you the issues in your CV aligned to the job description. It fixes it. And no
Hmm.
other tool was fixing it. It was only suggesting you what are the problems.
Right. So, what did it feel like for you testing your tool on yourself and suddenly going from 100 plus rejections to 100 plus interview invitations? So, like, what was that internal shift like for you?
Nothing, because it's like this that, miles to go before I sleep. Yeah. Yeah, I have given, even though now I don't need a job, I have appeared for 140 plus interviews just to see whether the tool is working or no. And it's an evolving process. Once I created the English version, then I realized that no, I have to cater to the other languages also. And I created, you know, in the tool itself, there's an option that you can apply for German jobs, wherein you can create CV in German and cover letter in German, and the interviews are also the interview questions are also in German, likewise in Spanish and French. I have not stopped yet. Right now, I am working on creating a Chrome extension so that people do not have to go to the cvolvepro.com. You just have to install the Chrome extension, and when you apply for the job, automatically your CV will be generates. Like, it feels nothing because I'm on a mission. I want to make the process easy. So every time I do something, I feel that no, I can do something better and make people's life easier and save people's time, I think. Yep.
All right. So, for the person listening right now, who knows that they are qualified, but they are in that desperate phase, getting rejected over and over and starting to question their own worth. So, what is your first piece of advice for somebody like that?
Not an expert. I make a lot of mistakes. You are speaking to a person who had seen failures, but then when life was throwing lemons, I squeezed the lemon and I made some very tasty lemonade.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to, actually give lecture, but three, four things I would want to say that please go and check www.cvolvepro.com. We are giving some free credits, so use that. And if you are like really desperate, subscribe for a month. It's very cheap compared to other AI tools, other resume AI tools. It's very cheap. Second advice would be don't give up till you get a job, because giving up is not an option. You have to get a job. If you are so desperate, you don't have time to give up. Third thing would be, please, instead of freaking out that, oh, you're not getting a job, please utilize your time in developing a skill.
Fantastic. So, Aparajita, after this incredible journey from, being invincible to now helping thousands become visible and getting their dream jobs, what does being successful truly mean to you?
There's nothing called success, actually. It's
Mm,
a very relative term. No one is successful. There's always, till the time your spirit is alive, there's always scope or chance to be better. So, the minute you feel that you are successful, you become static. So, I do not take this as success. I will keep improving, I will keep helping, not hundreds and thousands, millions. And when people get a job and they write to me, I think that is success.
wow, that was a really fantastic point of view. I haven't heard that one before. That's a new one. All right, Aparajita, it's been a really, really insightful conversation with you. I think anyone who's just starting their career or who is looking to pivot to get a job will find this very valuable. And I'm really honored to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah,
I
you're
hope
welcome.
we can reach as many people as possible.